In January 1983, some of us gathered in New York to announce for EMI what was a most historic event, and that was the signing of David Bowie to our company, EMI America. All of us in the EMI family were delighted that David had decided to choose EMI for his recording career. Today, I'm even more delighted to announce that David has re-signed to an exclusive long-term worldwide recording agreement with EMI America Records. On the 21st of April, EMI will be releasing David's new album, Never Let Me Down, which will be released simultaneously worldwide on vinyl, cassette, and compact disc. This Monday, 23rd of March, a single from that album, Day In and Day Out, will be released simultaneously worldwide. The new album, Never Let Me Down, which comprises all new material, is produced by David and Dave Richards, and will be the third studio album for EMI America. The first album, Let's Dance, which was released in 1983, has now sold over 4 million copies worldwide. At the time of its release, David undertook a major worldwide tour, the Serious Moonlight Tour. All of us are most excited that David has decided to embark on a worldwide tour in conjunction with the release of his new album, Never Let Me Down. And to talk about the UK dates, I'm happy to introduce the co-promoters of the UK tour, Harvey Goldsmith and John Giddings of Solo Promotions. And here is John Giddings.
Thank you. Directly after this press conference, tickets will go on sale for the first UK concert at Wembley Stadium on June 20. It's great for David to be back in the country, so I'd like you to welcome, live on stage, the man himself, David Bowie.
She was born in a handbag, so love left on the doorstep. And what she lacks is a backup, 'cause nothing makes her dance. She's gonna find us some money, honey, trying to pay the rent. That's some pretty some what everybody's shouting about. She's a citizen. Some things they turn out right, but when you're under the USA, someone rings a bell and it's all over. She's going out of her way, looking for that one good rush, and it's for hanging girl who knows her name. She's in the pocket of a homeboy. Ooh, she's gonna take her a shotgun. Spin the rail, spin the jug. She's gonna make the world aware. She's an angry guy. Thank you. Hiya. I'd like to bid you all good day and introduce you to my band. Carmine.
Yes.
How you doing? On bass, Carmine Rojas. On drums, Alan Childs. On keyboards, Richard Cottle. That's for over 13 and a half years worth of Carlos Alamo. And I'm very honoured to have on lead guitar, Peter Frampton. And I'm David Bowie, and you're not. Would anybody like to ask anything, he said, bemusedly. Yeah. Marvellous. What a great time, good dinner, good sound check. Next. No. Sorry? We went to school together, yeah. It wasn't in South London, it was in Bromley. Bromley Technical College. All right, me and Peter went to school. How old were you? Doesn't matter. I was around 15 and he was a bit younger than me. And Peter's father, Owen Frampton, was my art master as well. And Owen Frampton never hit me either. Although I think he felt like doing it a few times. What am I doing to look so well? Should I repeat that question so everybody can hear? You look so fit, David. What are you doing to look so well? It's very kind of you, dear. Well, I go skiing a lot. I go down to the gym, and I lead a very healthy and sane existence. Yes, sir. Yeah, I started the album about 3 months before I recorded it, so it was songs written over a 3-month period. It's very high energy, I think, compared to some recent albums that I've made, and it's very oriented towards stage and being in a small band. I'd like to add, by the way, the one member that's missing from this band is a Turkish musician called Erdal Kızılkaya. You're Turkish, are you? How about that? What do you play? He's a multi-instrumentalist, and he's working with us on tour. He's working in Italy at the moment, so he couldn't make this. But we'll be 6. This, by the way, is the band that I'm working with. You are coming out? Yeah, they're coming, so we're all going out. By the way, you know, Peter is here, and Carlos is here, and all the others are here. If you've got any questions for them, you know, this is your chance. No, I never said that. I never said that at all.
No, I said that I'd probably be diversifying my career, but I never said that. Also, from the same little brief thing that I saw, I think you're referring to that, it wasn't, I didn't say it was a girl in 1971, it was 1961, I said. And I didn't say lights, costumes and sex. What I said was lights, costumes and theatrical sets, with a T on the end. Also, just a minute. Right, I've done 71, sex, costumes, makeup. Oh yeah, it says the last leg of the tour would end up in Rotterdam. The tour begins in Rotterdam. Not quitting rock. Right, that's that one. Okay. Next one, David. Hello, how are you? Oh, that's a funny question. All right, David. David, you've got fame and you've got wealth. What is left for you? I want this tour to be very successful and enjoy it. I don't know, David. I enjoy writing everything as I'm writing it, you know. Even if I'm doing a movie thing or a video or a stage performance, whatever I'm doing at the time is the thing that I want to be doing. So I'm not really sure that I actually think about much further ahead than what I'm doing. Yes, up there. Use lots of projection. Yes. I think it's very much on the cards that we'll be alternating between large places and small places. Because I'm enjoying this. Mick and I are planning on doing something together next year, yeah. I'm not telling you. Mainly because he hasn't told me yet. Not true. I'm not... I do know what it is, but... Oh, and it's not Some Like It Hot, by the way. I've heard that mentioned, and it's forget it. Yes, sir. Somebody over here. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I need it louder. Do you mean which first album? That very first album. Yeah, well, it occurred to me, Signet Committee occurred to me a couple of times. I can actually talk that much about the tour, that in as much as the last tour that I did, I guess quite obviously was a performance structured for showcasing the songs that I've written over the years. But this particular tour that we're doing, the songs are being chosen because they suit the performance rather than the other way around. So it's not really a big hits tour. Although we'll be playing a lot of songs that I think people would hope and expect that we'll be doing. But there will be some fairly obscure things happening. Extremely loud. I think you get the same from any New York artist who will tell you that, you know, when you're born in a place, that becomes the big one. Absolutely, of course. Yes. It was certainly, yeah, we're going to have a more concise list over the next couple of days, but the London date is not the only date anymore. I very much hope so, yeah. We're not excluding anywhere at the moment. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry? Iggy's out on tour at the moment, so I think he finishes with the Pretenders in a couple of weeks. He's been supporting with them. Then he's got a headline tour of his own. He's coming back to Europe, and they're going to Australia. He's touring until 1997, I think, at the moment. And he's due to do a recording another album later this week. Later this week, when he can fit it in. Later this year, which unfortunately I can't work on. We've been talking about producers that he may be working with, but I'll probably do the album after that album, if you see what I mean. Yes, we will be working together again. Yes. It's as far as Absolute Beginners goes. Okay, I'll tell you what I think about that. I thought it was a very interesting movie. I enjoyed it a lot. I like the way that Julian works with cinema. I think he's got some interesting things to say. It was a first movie, but it's kind of, I think it's a parallel to Tony Scott in a way. You know, Tony Scott I did The Hunger with, again, because I thought he was a really first-class director. And we didn't have much luck in commercial terms with that movie, but his next movie, of course, was Top Gun. And then it's now his Beverly Hills Beverly Hills Cops 2. And he's already sort of really firmly established director. Now everybody's saying, oh, what a wonderful director he is. And the same exact thing will happen to Julian because he's just starting his second movie next month. Yeah. Which film? Be specific. Yeah. I don't think I ever said that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me who said that I said that, and if he's here. Sorry, Dave. I very much like to direct films. I mean, as often as possible, I've collaborated on all the videos that I've done. But it's kind of a quantum leap to go from 4 minutes to 90. But obviously, one has those pretensions. Yeah, I'd like to make a movie, and I am planning on doing one. Yeah. Bands at the moment. I think the favourites at the moment are, I like The very much. I like Screaming Blue Messiahs, one of my favourites. And I still like Psychedelic Furs, but the last record I bought, I think probably was Gunshy. But I get given an awful lot. But yes, Screaming Blue, I bought your sodding records. Is it true I love this one. Is it true I'm going to play Frank Sinatra? Well, Frank and I talked the other day, you know. That story, I first saw that story in about 1977 is the first time that came up. Because like a damn fool, I probably said it. But since, and it's like a perennial, it comes up like every few years. Absolutely not, it's having absolutely no intention. And I did read somewhere Nancy Sinatra, but there you can't believe everything you read in the... Nancy Sinatra apparently suggested that I would be good to do the role, and I'm sort of... I think I'm flattered, I'm not sure. I'm not very good with horses' heads, but I've never had much practice. But I don't think I'll be doing that role. It's not really at the top of my list. What's all this about glass spiders? What is it you've got going with spiders, Bowie? I don't know. Spiders keep coming up in my references all the time from, you know, obviously from the spiders from Mars. And I don't know what the Jungian aspects of it are, but I see it as some kind of mother figure. Whoa. Okay. Do you want to run with that one for a bit? So it's kind of it's the pivotal song on the album, and it's the idea of children when they eventually, there's a point in every child's life when it realizes its parents are really not something they can depend on for everything. They are kind of on their own. It's that kind of feeling, and that permeates the feeling of the show that I'm putting together. Sorry? Big glass spiders all over the place, yeah. Not telling you. Would I like to do any more theatre work? I'd love to do something. The only thing I've done in terms of drama has been Elephant Man and Bertolt Brecht's Spal for BBC 2½. But I haven't done any other theatre work, mainly because the other things that I was offered after Elephant Man were mainly revivals and things, and I don't want to do them. Peter.
Yes. What do I remember of him? Basically, I remember him being in the band at school, and played at the school fete and things like that. And we also used to get together in the art block during lunchtime and, you know, sing Buddy Holly, Eddie Cochran numbers and things like that. So that's basically it.
Yeah.
Did he behave himself? Oh, yeah. No, they didn't support me. I supported him. Yeah, he was the last act
I did
on.
support you.
What, in the school thing?
No, not in the school thing. You remember that concert you did with Humble Pie?
Oh, yes, that was
And
right.
I came on and I did bits of glass. Walking upstairs and all that. I supported you then, didn't it?
Yeah, and the
I
Humble
was
Pie.
doing my one-man show. That's right, actually it was about Tibet, yes. It's the Chinese invasion of Tibet. And a lot of radical Maoists turned up and started waving red books. I mean, Tibet is not a subject that I'd pictured in doing this next tour, no. But not a bad idea there. Yes. Enormous amount of acts are going out, yeah. No, not at all.
Why not?
Why not? Because I do my material, they do theirs with different animals in it. The stage set, I wouldn't say, I can tell you that it's the most theatrical tour I've done in many, many years. Probably as theatrical as the Diamond Dogs tour, which unfortunately I don't think I ever brought over here. But that was with sort of skyscrapers, yeah. Bad show. But it's as theatrical as that. But it's not just that. Ha-ha. Secret ingredients up sleeve. Yeah. I might I'm not going to be able to appear at that particular benefit. I think it's a marvellous thing to do, and it's very important to do. I might be appearing at the International AIDS benefit on April the 1st. I will, in fact, be in America at that particular time, but it's very worthwhile doing, yes. Condoms, okay? Because it's one of the most frightening diseases that this planet has ever faced. I'm sorry? I wouldn't, how would I assess my past? I wouldn't even attempt it. There are far too many people much better than I am at assessing me and my past. What do I think when I see photographs of myself as Ziggy Stardust? I think... Carlos, what do you think when you see photographs?
Too thin, too thin.
Too thin, too thin. I'm very proud of all that. I think I started something that was really quite interesting and was also very amusing for a good many years. I just think it looks like a rock theatre. Is it fun? Was it fun? At the time, it was immense fun, it seems.
Heroes. Heroes was definitely the best one for me.
Just a minute, love. It's the 12:19. Go.
You read in one of your books.
One of my books. You read in one of my books. I haven't written a book.
One of the books written about you, there was a whole set made for Diamond Dogs. You made it yourself.
There was a whole set made for Diamond Dogs, and yes, set, yes, theatrical set, S-E-T, yes. It's all right, we're staying safe, right, yeah, okay. And did I make it myself? I'm sorry, love. Yeah, I designed it with a guy called Mark Ravitz. Yeah, and it was huge, and it was a bloody stupid idea because it made me bankrupt, but never mind. It's a good show. Yes, love. This one's got a bit of paper. How is it that, if I can repeat the question and still try and sound modest, all right? How is it, am I getting the gist right? How is it that I can still appeal to young people and appeal to old fogies like me, right? I don't know. I think if anything appeals to people, it's because the intention came out of enjoyment and a purpose, and I enjoy writing my songs. I enjoy doing my concerts. I think if that's kind of, if that's real and if that's heartfelt, I think it kind of shows, you know? And if it doesn't show. I'm sorry, love? Do I get on well with children? Thankfully, I do, yeah. They don't like me much, but no. How do I combine my career with being a father, and does my son like my records? Yeah, he likes the occasional record. Yeah, he likes some of my stuff. He's got a very strong opinion of his own about everything, which is terrific. I think We get along famously. We've got a wonderful relationship, and I'm very proud to have him as my son, and I'd like to leave it at that. Thank you very much. On that particular subject. Does he have a favourite band? It changes kind of like when I was his age. It changes weekly. I mean, he's kind of into Run DMC and Beastie Boys and all that. If he doesn't like one of mine, what? I'll just look him away. No, of course, no. There's our tracks. He's got tracks that he likes and tracks that he doesn't. Of course he does, yeah. Another question. Up again. You're no chicken, son. Do I know when I go... I'm going strong. Do I know when I'm going to stop? Who wrote that line for you? That's great. I love that. I've got no intentions of... I mean, you know, as long as I'm really enjoying my work, I mean, I'm in that luxurious position, you know, where I'm doing something that I absolutely and thoroughly enjoy. And if I'm not enjoying it anymore, I'll stop, frankly, you know. I don't know, will you, man, look at Chuck Berry. I mean, it's... look at... no, I'm gonna... you can work, I mean, any artist can keep working as long as he has some kind of integrity for what he's doing and he feels as though he's got a special purpose. You know, a painter will keep painting because he's got something to say. It's always inside him. A musician has the same feeling, a songwriter has the same feeling, and us clowns who dance around are kind of, you know, like that too. Would it alter my views if I didn't sell as many records as I did? I only started selling records on Let's Dance, Chum, and I made 17 albums up until then, and I love every one of them. Of course, it wouldn't change my opinion at all. I'll just write because I like writing. I'm never disappointed in sales if it goes over 3, frankly. You want to see the figures for Low album. And then I followed it up. Is it something about Lawrence of Arabia? Sorry, dear. I got offered the role of Lawrence of Arabia. I've been offered a lot of roles, and that was one of them 3 or 4 years ago, if I remember rightly, and I wasn't interested in doing it because I think David Lean's done it really. And what makes me choose one film over another? Primarily because of the director, just about 9 times out of 10. Only a couple of instances where I've gone for something else. I think Man Who Fell to Earth, it was Nick Rogue, and then Oshima, Tony Scott, working with Julian. I mean, it's really because I admire the directors more than anything else. Yes, sir. Image. How important do I see image being? You know, it's always hard to talk about that because I've never seen it as image, you know. I mean, I've from the beginning I've been trying to create characters. It's not quite the same thing as like, is he going to be wearing comme de gosse or what? You know, I mean, I don't feel like that about it. It's like up until recently I was constructing characters and writing songs for those characters. So image, I've never had a problem with image. Who am I now? It can now be revealed that I am, in fact, Alan Childs, the well-known drummer. It is a funny question, you know, and I don't quite know, I never know how to answer that question. Well, I'll tell you, if you look at an actor like who's a good character actor, Robert De Niro, for instance, you know he's Robert De Niro, and when he does Taxi Driver, you know that he's not Travis, but it's Robert De Niro playing Travis. Well, it's just as simple and as naive as that with me. I take on those characters, and I'm basically something like this, but I don't usually have a microphone, but I'm kind of like this kind of guy, you know, and those other things apart. So who is the real David Bowie? I mean, I always find that an extraordinary... Mind you, from some of the things I've read, I ask myself that too, but it's not, for me, it's no problem. I'm just a guy who likes taking on interesting character work. This isn't so much a character thing. This is a very it's more in the shape of a review, if you can call rock a review. The nearest I can get to telling you without giving anything away is that there are groups of numbers that deal with a particular subject, and they're woven into a kind of a vignette. And that's how the show works. So it's groups of songs, and it adds up to some conclusion, possibly. Sorry? I'm absolutely over the moon about working with the lads and going back on the road and the album, yeah. I'm very happy indeed at the moment. 3 last questions. This lady here, she hasn't had a chance. Is there any movie actors I'd like to star with? Kim Basinger. I've got a list, hold on. Yes, sir. Have I got any plans to remarry? Absolutely none at the moment, but you never know, do you?
Can you tell us about...
No, you want... oh, no, let's get another lady.
Can you tell us about your new video? There's been some rumours that it has a few violent bits in it.
There's absolutely no violence in my new video. But we understand there's something controversial about the new video, right? No, it's not controversial. It's not made to be controversial. The backbone of the video is that it's an indictment of a particularly uncaring society, at least the one aspect of the society. I don't think we dodge any blows in the movie. It's not a glam rock video, and it's not a kind of profiles and, you know, all that. It deals with it's the same weight as the song. Okay, does that answer your question somewhat? Last question. Where?
You've been a success on records, been a success on the stage, a success on the movies. Which of those 3 do you really like to make, David?
Could somebody, could you bounce it down gradually, because I only got a bit of it.
Which is the most important to you?
Each one is, has its own weight and its own aspects of enjoyment. I feel comfortable and quite delighted working in all 3. Would you like to hear another song? Thank you very much. You've been very kind, and we'll see you on tour. It's just a one-dollar secret. All the secrets in the UK, torn apart in the UK, in the dribble of Mayday, 87 and cry, 87 and cry, and there's no one in mind, and there's no one inside, yeah. And only you rock along through the sky, but it couldn't be done without us. No, it couldn't be done without us. 87 and cry, 87 and cry, the pizza for the big guys. When the days were the days, boys, ran and just sent down for the enemy. They saw her hanging on the enemy. And with so much fun, and with so much to scream. Oh, and only you race on to underwear. But it couldn't be done without that. No, it couldn't be done without that. There's never that kind. Can't make mistakes with baby. Can't buy love with money. Nothing looks good on you. How I love you best. Now you're best with the real deep in the heart of Cupid, murder on the wheels of love. It's just a $1 story, just a $1 story. And the beat of the sounds, baby, these are the sounds. Yeah. See you on tour.